Okay, so you mentioned something to me there. You said industry authority. So something everyone, I suppose, in the industry wants, being a more authoritative figure. Is there something specific you feel is needed to actually help you get there?
Industry authority comes from consistency in your message. I think being consistency in your message, for example, mine's been putting out elite results. And that's to anyone, and that's been consistent 5, 6, 7 years. And when someone sees, oh, this guy does what he said he's going to do for 5, 6 years, I think that builds your reputation and your industry authority. I think like a lot of guys are coming in, 1 minute they're speaking about getting elite results, next minute they're looking for 5 CEOs, the next minute they're looking for 5 guys 16 to 21. And remember, customer consumer journeys 6 to 9 months, and people are seeing that and they're losing the authority of their message because it keeps changing. Like I know when I follow someone on Instagram and I see their message change, I just switch off. You know what I mean? Because I'm one of them people, I need to see it for 3-4 months before I buy.
100%.
Like I buy on the back of proof. I always buy. Like if I see someone can do it, my mindset is if he can do it, I can do it.
What I noticed with some coaches who are into competing themselves, they may say they don't want to work with any like competitors, and I feel sometimes then if you go on their Instagram, look at their content, it's kind of hard. They're almost like presenting themselves.
Well, this is what I was speaking to someone on a call about yesterday, is you need to have a clear distinction between your personal message and your professional message. Your personal message might be, I fucking love bodybuilding and that's what I do, but that's not who I help. Do you know what I mean? So people are here are marketing for lifestyle, but I go on their page, there's 9 photos of them absolutely shredded, hitting a front double bicep. How your audience is not going to be able to tell that's not your professional message. So there needs to be a clear distinction. Do you know what I mean? That's why I put in now. I post. I don't bodybuild. I post it because I'm making that clear to my audience. Whereas a lot of people, they just like, I went on Lad's thing. I was like, he's like, I'm struggling for clients. I said, well, there's 9 posts of you, mate, hitting poses, but you're telling me you're working with lifestyle guys. Because if I'm a lifestyle guy and I come on your page, I say, oh, he's not for me. Next, let me look for another coach. So I think the biggest issue is separating the personal and professional message. And that's the biggest thing. Like anytime when I speak to them, they're like, oh man, like I can't get my professional message across. Their message. So a dude, I work with 4 lifestyle guys. I can't get clients. I looked, I was like, bro, there's like 10 pictures of you on stage. Of course, a lifestyle guy, you're going to come in and say, unattainable, enhanced athlete. That's not me. Sweet. I'm going to look for a coach that can accommodate me.
And do you think in that case, someone should just back themselves and be like, you know, if bodybuilding is that much of my passion, should I actually target the people who are a bit more serious, do want to take it to the next level, so my personal journey can relate to that?
No, because it's going to sound controversial. I tell any coach I work with, do not target bodybuilders. Why? Bodybuilders, they know the top 5 coaches in the country they want to work with. Secondly, the bodybuilding pool is this big and you're fishing in there. The lifestyle pool is this big. I'd rather fish in a bigger pond of lifestyle clients and then turn them lifestyle clients into first-time competitors and bodybuilders. And then that's how you sort of grow that brand, if that makes sense. Rather than, I just want to work with serious guys that want to eat chicken and rice all day. Why don't you get a big crop of lifestyle clients? You've got 50 lifestyle clients, turn 5 of them into competitors.
100%.
They're then first-time competitors, they didn't get experience, they didn't tell a friend. And that's how you build it. I say to guys, turn your lifestyle clients into elite athletes. Because when you started this, you weren't a bodybuilder straight away. You were just, I want to get in shape. And then it just, the journey stems from there. Naturally in life, you always want to level up.
I think that customer journey is actually a post I put up the other day about like back-end offers. So if someone comes for you for a transformation, and then you take it to the next level with a photo shoot prep into comp prep.
It's naturally, each time you're nurturing that client. And when you're nurturing that roadmap from losing 10 pounds, doing your first shoot, doing your first time show, doing another show, and then they leave, that lifetime value of the client has been 4 years. If I'm just looking for a competitor that's already experienced, does one 16-week prep, doesn't get the result he wants, he leaves. Because there's not the deed of trust that we've done this before. So I feel like that's the issue with people, like they're just fishing in the wrong pond.
But even one of my prep clients would accomplish, travelled Dubai back to the UK for a regional show, won the overall. 2 weeks later, pro qualifier, won our pro card.
And then left.
2 weeks later, left.
So
it's like, it is just that thing that people will always
think.
Left.
And as bad as it sounds, it's like when you're a lifestyle client, and if you've helped someone lose 20 kilos, as horrible as it sounds, they think that you're the holy grail. But in the bodybuilding world, because there's so much advanced knowledge, if you're not doing a method that's on Instagram, there's someone that knows better than you. And then essentially like, my lowest retention would be from my competitors, not my lifestyle clients. But don't get me wrong, because a lot of my competitors, I've took them from lifestyle. Some of them are 4 or 5 years and they won't leave. But it's all about that, you know, message. What is the biggest bottleneck getting from 40 to 50 plus clients? Because a few guys that I work with now on the mentorship, they're under 40 clients and they're like, man, I really want to hit that 50. But in my head, I'm like, if you've got 40, it should be so easy. Because you've got referrals you can get. You can, got deed of trust with transfer. You should have transformations. You should have testimony. So in my head, it confused me because I'm like, once you've got 30 clients, I think it's very easy to get to 60 if you're very smart in your approach.
Maybe. Obviously, I think it's going to be person dependent. But potentially what I could see there is they're busy working. They're at a point where they're not really earning enough to have a team or have someone in the business. They're doing everything themselves. But now they've increased their client numbers where maybe the work on the business drops down in terms of priority because they're dealing with so many clients. So they're probably in that middle ground where you just have to dial in your focus, work even harder. So if you push to 60 clients, you're like, okay, I can hire someone.
I can hire someone, yeah.
So they're probably, because I have a few clients in that kind of like doing everything themselves, and they're kind of pushing the boundary on it. Do you know, like if someone's just starting out, you tell them to like take care of your lead gen, take care of the sales, content, and it's easy. But then when you start to grow,
it's hard to
like, okay, when's the point to hire someone?
Yeah. All right, let's get into a press.
Yeah.
Smith or something like that. I'm much smaller now, innit?
No, I think you look good.
Everyone said I look better.
So I would probably look at, with the, if there's clients of yours with like 40 or so clients finding it hard to push, I'd be like, where's their audience at? Like, is it a case they haven't capitalized on their current audience? Are they somebody who just
I feel that that's the problem I'm seeing. So I've got a few of them doing outreach and they're like, Jase, I got 4 signups this week. Jase, I got 6 consultations. Like, outreach is not an issue once you've got all the fundamentals there. Like, I've been, my brand's been 8 years. We started outreach this year, in year 8.
With a lot of persuasion.
With a lot of persuasion. Now I like it. Like ads, we started ads and outreach in year 8 of a business, and it's like, all right, we're at the beginning of the outreach where it's like, we know where it can go. And I'm a hard client in terms of, I do the work, but I didn't believe in outreach at the start because I was stung by outreach by not doing it correctly. And I feel like that's also a message. Just because it hasn't gone correct the first time doesn't mean throw the towel in. And Connor knows I don't trust easy.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think the biggest thing with like outreach, for what I always say to someone who's like maybe against the outreach or doesn't see it, I'd say if you go into a gym, let's say if you're a personal trainer in a gym and someone said to you, I want you to try to get 3 clients in the gym today, what would you do? You'd probably go up, start speaking to people, having conversations, having a chat with them. So look at the same way with outreach on your Instagram. Actually starting conversations with people, getting to know people, having an authentic connection there. And from there you can see if you can potentially help someone if there's something they're looking to do. So don't fear outreach. If you do it correctly, if you do it authentically, it's just a way of you connecting and starting conversations.
You know, actually the biggest problem with outreach is, and why outreach gets a bad name. Many people outreach and sell within the first 30 seconds. Outreach is there to, one, see what your audience likes. So it could be a simple message, hey man, thanks for the follow. Are you here for the content or do you need some general tips to help build your physique? And nurture a journey and build rapport. What people are doing is they're outreach, hey bro, give me a shout if you're interested in leveling up your physique. You don't know their name, you've not got personable and got them on WhatsApp and got a bit of a connection, you've not done a physique analysis, but you're trying to sell a package like everyone else on Instagram. The whole thing of outreach is finding if they're your suited audience, finding out what your audience want to see, building rapport, building a deed of trust, then eventually, naturally, you'll sell on the back of trust.
Yeah, 100%. So let's say if I didn't know Jay, so I was in his DMs, trying to see if he's a good fit for business coaching to work with me. First is finding out someone's current situation and then their desired situation. So where they're currently at. So if you're speaking to coach and they're doing 10K a month and they want to get to 20K a month, then finding out what's the problem solution that's stopping you from getting from 10 to 20K. If you truly believe as a coach, you have the solution to help them, then it's your opportunity to have that conversation with them and see if they're interested in getting that help.
Do you know what does get me though?
What?
If you're speaking to a potential mentor or a coach and they want to build their business and it's like, are you ready to invest? And the answer is no. I'm like, how do you think you're going to get this big brand or these 5, 10K months without investing in yourself? Because every mentor you've worked with, I know you spent tons. I knew you, because Connor's a friend, I knew you'd spent tons on that, but it's like, You're not ready to invest, but you want this 5K month to fall on your lap.
I think it's like people's like, if you think about it this way, if someone tells you they're saving money, they're probably in that mindset for their whole life. I've never heard someone who said they're saving and has become wealthy or become a lot of money. I think when you need to know that, like, to make money, you need to like move money, and that's something I'm a firm believer in. Like, money follows money. So all the time when I put like money into the business, into myself, I know I'm going to get, it's just backing yourself to get it back.
And you know what it is? It's not even just you're going to get it back from the course. Your level of accountability, knowing you spent that money, is naturally going to make you work harder.
And I even, something I actually spoke about a bit yesterday, was like, sometimes people are like, oh, the reason I won't join is I don't have enough money yet. And like, that's the reason you should join.
Yeah.
People feeling like something's expensive is actually a good thing, because if someone, even with like fitness coaching, if someone was to think it's cheap, they come on board and
the
they're going to
value,
half-ass
yeah.
it. So if someone ever says to me that's expensive, I'm like, all my best clients thought it was expensive as well.
Yeah.
Like, that's what you want.
How do you do? Do you do a call and then have a buffer, or do you just go back to back?
Yeah, I have a buffer.
How long? 15?
About 15. Well, like, they're 30 minutes call scheduled. They usually always run over, at least 15. So I have a call on the hour. So if it ends at 1/2 I have half an hour. But I try keep them.
Yeah, it makes sense. Nice.
So because I want to, after a call, I want to recap. So
While it's fresh in mind.
Yeah, recap the previous call, do a quick video, and then obviously prepare for the next call. I usually try to prepare for them all earlier, but like just a quick overview.
All you need is a few notes.
Something I started doing recently was taking Mondays off calls. So almost having Monday as like a day to like plan for the week. So just getting ahead of things in terms of like content, kind of plan strategy for the week, and kind of almost having a day to myself. Really productive day, but a day to myself.
Yeah, I've got that like on a Tuesday at the minute.
Yeah.
Tuesday, Saturday, Sunday. Saturday, Sunday, just chill.
Saturday,
so I only really slam check. Like today I'll have like 40, 50 WhatsApps.
Oh, really? Interesting thing I found, me working with different clients, a lot of coaches ask me when they're coaching themselves, how many like clients is like enough for me or like too much, and it's actually, I find it varies so much. Like, I had one client and the guy was like really overwhelmed just working with 40 people. He said he was full, and there's someone like you who you think 40 to 50 like WhatsApps is minor. So one, I suppose, in terms of efficiency for you, is there?
I think it's just the individual. I think it's the resilience you've got as an individual.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because when my work's on, I'm looking for more work, because that's just how I am.
Yeah.
That's not right for everyone.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm always like, oh, what more can I do to help people? And that's how the mentorship came up. Because I'm always, I thrive off being challenged.
Yes.
I'm always like, pressure is privilege. If I go on, I'm like, oh, fucking hell, Jase, I genuinely put my time on, I'm like, let's get that done at a high standard by 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
But I thrive off pressure. I thrive off privilege. I think you know that as well.
Yeah, 100%.
Like I've not got to a call of yours and been like, oh mate, I've not done that this week. Alongside with everyone else, alongside with 10 YouTubes a week.
100%.
You know what I mean? I'm like, there's always more. If I do 10 YouTubes a day, people are like, what? And I'm like, it's not hard.
I think, because someone asked me recently, what's like for your best clients, what do they have in common? The two like main things I said was actually speed of implementation.
Yeah. Success like speed, 100%.
Yeah, I think it's definitely underrated. Like, the clients who just get shit done versus the ones who...
And that's what I say to these coaches, like on 30, 40 clients, they're like, oh, I'm like, you will get referrals if you undersell and over-deliver.
Yeah.
An easy way to undersell and over-deliver. Hey bro, that plan's gonna be out in 7 days, get it out in 3.
Yeah.
It's very easy basics that start to build you up as a great 100%. Coach.
I love that, because even sometimes coaches on a call to me, they're kind of skeptical, they've been with other mentorships, got burnt and stuff. And I'm like, even like prime example, one of my clients, Lewis, he came to me doing 7.5 K, was like, I'll love you forever if I hit 20K. In the 6 months he ended up going to 50K. It's like, I would have never said that to him on the call. I would have never like said that's what's going to happen. So it's like, if you can almost like just use your results to show proof.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to give you a guarantee.
Or genuinely set a lower expectation you know you can beat.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, I think it's just speed, man. I enjoy, I enjoy working.
The second thing then, I think, it's actually like not kind of coming into it with like not having an ego and actually just being open. Like, I find the most confident business owners and coaches are the ones who just want to
Yeah,
learn.
I'm just like, I want to grow.
Sometimes I work with people and I'll give them a recommendation and they're like, oh yeah, I already do that. And like you kind of know they don't, but it's almost like they are a bit insecure
they're just
to like,
saying, yeah,
admit it.
they don't.
So I always think like childlike curiosity, speed of implementation.
Being curious is king in business. Ollie, you learn by being curious. And also, like, you have to be at a point you can learn off anyone. Like, because I could have said, our brands are very similar. I could have said, I'm not signing up to Connor. Our brands are very similar. What can I learn? But I think a lot of people they think they know it all, and that's the problem. The what?
Ignorance debt.
Ignorance what?
Ignorance debt. So you being an ignorance debt.
No.
So let's say,
plate for it.
if easy numbers, if a coach was making 2k a month and they wanted to be making 10k a month, but they were struggling, you tell them about your investment to work with you, they think it's expensive. You're like, okay, you're earning 2k a month, you want to be earning 10k a month, so roughly 8k a month, you're actually paying an ignorance debt because you don't know how to get to 10k a month. Yeah. So it's like people always, as you said, think they know everything. But it's like if you did know everything, you would be earning 10k a month.
You would be earning 10k, 100%. Let's get onto a plate.
Yeah, I have.
I feel like you're always going to get, bro, this ain't work for me, or you're always...
Do you know what? For doing it for nearly like a year and a half now, it's actually like...
Because it's probably, what, been 18 months?
Yeah.
I was looking for your profile when your first post was. I think it was last April?
Yeah, April, May, I think I fully launched. I think our first client was May. Do you know what? I've been very, very lucky.
Lucky, he says.
Yeah, no, I've just worked with like really good.
It does help, doesn't it? A really good crop.
I think one thing so there was one person I actually just, they're working together for 6 months. They paid in full for 6 months. I actually refunded them the last month because the energy was just draining me. So it was essentially a coach doing like £25,000 month after month, but it was always a scarcity mindset. So it's almost like, oh, I have to do that again, or I need to beat it. And to be honest, based on their content, their results, they were way overperforming at 25k.
Yeah.
So I was like, I think you're actually fucking smashing it. I was like, so the fact you're not happy and every month is kind of going with this like scarcity mindset, I think when you say you need clients, you need to make money, it like repels away from you. Do you know, when you're going from a place of abundance saying, I know I'm a sick coach, I know my business is growing, I know people are lucky to come on board, that's when you attract.
And then you're not going to force to sell, which is ungenuine as well.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think actually something I love, because this relates to business coaching and fitness coaching. So Tanner, guy's YouTube I was looking at, he said coaching and consulting is one of the hardest businesses to have. So he said if
in together?
No, sorry,
separate.
just like in terms of like if you're coaching, if you're consulting with clients. And what he meant, which is a really good point, let's say if you own like a bin collection company. So you're doing a row of houses, everyone's getting their rubbish collected, everyone gets the same result. With coaching, you have different levels of people you're working with. So you have your 10 out of 10 client who fucking crushes it, loves you, thinks you're the best thing ever. You have your 6 or 7 out of 10 client who might be a bit slow to get stuff done, but gets it done, has okay results, and thinks you're pretty good. And then you have like your 1 or 2 out of 10 client who shit work ethic, doesn't get stuff done, maybe does have a lot of authority, and they're like, oh no, worse, like shit, it was bad. So you're always going to have that varied. Yeah,
you just want to have more in the A players, I say.
Yeah, and I think that's the beauty of kind of like screening things, like all kind
but
of like.
Also, even knowing no one investing in you is going to be a wasteful client.
I think the thing that turns me off, so the red flags I'd see that I'd hold off and taking someone on for, if they're like, if I pay you, like I really need to like make this back, I'll be under pressure. I'll be like, nah.
Don't put that on me.
No, don't put that on me. That's your own fucking.
Don't want that pressure.
Like I had one client, Andy Naston, paid me in full for 6 months, and on the second call, Aston said to me, which kind of blew me away a bit, but like it was like really appreciated. She's like, to be honest, after our first call with you, we literally got off the call thinking we got our money's worth of a 6-month investment on one call. And I'm like, that's someone who has a good money mindset in terms of they're not just putting money in and expecting.
Yeah, they just know the value.
They're like, like one perspective can change someone.
Yeah, everything.
Knowing the infrastructure of your business. So if you're in a profit, like if you're focusing on profit or if you're focusing on growth.
Yeah.
So for me, for example, with my mentoring now, I'd be very much in like a profit orientated place because I have no team members. I'm not really pushing things.
But then if you want to go into growth, you know there's going to be no profit for 6 months.
Exactly, are really reduced. So the YouTube I was listening to, they gave an example of this guy, and he literally went down, he has like a coaching business, went down to an 8% profit margin, but he scaled the business to like $500,000 a month. So like then when it was at $500,000 a month, he was able to get back that.
Yeah, of course.
Get back that profit. So obviously I never think you have to go that heavy, but I think a lot of coaches are 90% profit margin and they're afraid to go to 60, but it's like
you've always got to I always say at least 20% back in or 10%. I saw Connor had like a nice Gucci bag. I was like, I need one. No, I was just with my missus yesterday and I was like, I've been grafting, and she's just not putting up with it because she's grafting, but I was like, what's the point of working and not
100%.
Obviously a lot of time I reinvest in my business. I don't spend on me anymore, you know that.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what, it's been a good month last month, it's been a good month this month, probably going to get one of our best months going into January. I'm like, let's have this as a milestone of where we're at now, and then in a few months revisit it.
So, something I love, and I think it's something people underestimate. So whether it's the car you drive, where you live, what you wear, like whatever you're into, if you're making this money and having the success, and there's nothing to show for it, it doesn't actually become like a tangible feeling.
Yeah.
Whereas let's say if someone moves into like a sick new apartment in Dubai, whatever it may be, and they're like, fucking hell, like I'm this person, I've become this person from the work I put in.
Yeah, you see it. You have to, it's self-belief, man. I got here, you are him. I'm always like, well, you see when I get off a call, or like even with a mentorship, I'm like, you are him, I can do it. There's no reason I can't do it. If I want to do it, I believe that I can do it. And I think that's the notion. And if I do treat myself, it's not because I like that bag.
Yeah.
I like the endorphins and the dopamine fix of buying that bag. So I'm going to do everything now over the next 12 weeks to have that same fix.
Yeah.
Because I'm in control. If I have that now, I'll never have it again.
Yeah.
So when I buy myself something, it's not, I want the latest bag. I want the endorphins. So I did that quite easy. Back to work, we'll do it again on a bigger scale.
Yeah.
And each time it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
And I think you almost increase your standards of where you see yourself.
Yeah.
So I even remember first when I moved out of my family home, first apartment, my dad was like helping me find somewhere, and he's like, oh, go for this place. And then there's a place €700 more expensive, and he's like, save the 700. I was like, if I go in the more expensive place, I'll be around better people.
Mentality.
I'm going to feel mentally better.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be like, now, even if it's potentially scary at the time, it's now become the person who lives here.
Yeah, 100%.
1 year vision, where do you want to be in 12 months? 5k extra revenue per month is what you add in.
I'm very modest.
Yeah, talk me through that. Where are you? You're someone in terms of goal setting. I notice when we talk,
I'm always you push me and I hold myself back in it.
Yeah. Is that does that come from a place of like?
It comes from a place of I don't want to put too much
pressure.
I already put pressure on myself, and I don't need to because I've achieved more than I could ever dream of.
Yeah.
But it's also that dopamine fix. I said that and I went past it. Whereas if I'm the worst person to be around if I said I'll do that and I don't.
Okay.
So I'm always like, no, I'll go small, then another small, then there's another small.
Yeah.
Because I get to a very, like, I don't throw the towel in, but I'm like, maybe something's not working. Do you know what I mean? Whereas if I set that small one, we've hit it, I'm like, dopamine fix, I feel great, it's working. Like, it's like when you train, right? You don't put 10, you don't put 20 aside, you put 2.5, 2.5. All right, now we're strong enough, we're gonna put the 5, 7.5, then we're gonna put 10 aside. It's always that progressive jump.
I think that's like actually the beauty of coaching, and like for me why coaching styles always differ. It's like knowing the person and knowing it's always a relationship, not a dictatorship. So just like what Jay said, he has a certain way that makes him tick, makes him motivated. So it's setting goals that like aligns with what he wants. Whereas there could be a different client with a different mindset and personality, and they need to see the big picture. They need to see 12, 24 months into the future about them doubling, tripling their business potentially. So it's always knowing, especially with fitness, knowing the client, knowing who you're speaking to, staying true to your values, but also knowing how you can make them become their best.
Like it's even like when we go set, I just want to know the next 4 months. I'm not worried about 12 months time. I'm like, oh, what are we going to do in the next 12 weeks?
Yeah, 100%.
Do one shoulder press.
And I think that's like the beauty of, even think about sports, like the best managers are not just the people who have the best strategy, but can get the most out of the people they're working with.
Yeah, you man manage every client different.
Yeah.
You've got a man manager, and
I even think...
And everyone would think, working with a brand like myself, we're going to be like, we're going to go to the moon, and I'm very opposite.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm like, all right, we'll get here, we'll reassess, we'll get here, then we'll hire, then we'll climb it here, and then we'll look at profits. It's like, I always see it as like a climb, a steady climb.
Yeah. I even think with that, like, even for me, like, I know who I'm speaking to on a sales call, so I could be speaking with one coach who's very income orientated, wants to make a lot of money, and then I could speak to another coach who's just loves fucking coaching, loves bodybuilding, just wants to help more people, and doesn't like the idea of like high ticket sales, etc., which is absolutely fine. So I know how I can stay true to who I am, my values, but also know how to speak to an individual so I can match their energy and almost tell them what they want to hear so they can kind of come on board and I give them exactly what they need. And I think that's where some people lack. They have like this one approach on a sales call or the way they coach. But know your approach, be true to that, but also know how to speak to someone to get the most out of them.
It's also like, if you grow too fast, there's an opportunity to fall faster as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what 100%. I mean?
100%.
And that's what I'm always like, if we grow slowly, the fall's not going to be as heavy. Do you know what I mean? Because we've naturally organic. That's why like sometimes front end and back end, obviously when you get your reoccurring it's fine. But when guys ain't got any back end and they just, I spoke to someone yesterday, I got 10 clients, bro, I only do a 6-month proposal. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But if you lose 4 clients, where are you?
Yeah.
So I feel like when people are trying to grow to that month too fast, it's an opportunity to fall even faster 100%. As well.
More for engagement style, so they're almost doing it.
Controversy-based content.
Yeah, or just kind of like, you know, people like just having kind of gimmicks in their content, which maybe makes them less of an authority, but they think it's like the right thing for engagement.
Geezers like roll over and then something comes of it. Yeah. It's great for engagement, it's great for views, but would I personally buy off that? Probably not. When I buy it, I'm putting my money to something, I want a serious attitude, I want a serious tone. That's just me. Is it content I would do? No. Can it capture viewers? Yes, and on the back of capturing eyes, they see the value in your content. Yeah, so I think it's a double-edged sword, like, because maybe I'll just go to that page to see the gimmicks and get a laugh. When I'm down, I'll just go on that page, but I'll never buy into their services. I want to work with a coach that's super serious.
Yeah.
Because that's the trend, people like roll over. Like Charlie does it a lot now, with his content.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a tough one because it's a mix of capturing attention and, but like, you probably know and I know, like I know people with 2,000 followers making more money in their coaching business than people with 100K.
Yeah.
So it's like, and
I met up with a friend this week, he has 163K and you know, he's got a good coaching business, he's got 80 clients, so I looked at that 183 and I was like, man, you must have leads coming through.
Yeah.
I don't, man. You know what I mean?
Also,
I say this saying by Sam Allman, it's like, it's better to have 1,000 users that really buy into you and your process and your vision than 1 million followers.
100%.
And only a handful of them really believe in your dream. Do you know what I mean? I'd rather have a small following, I'd rather have a small cult than worry. People say to me, Jase, man, I'm not going to get clients. I've only got 1,000 followers. But if you've got 1,000 people brought into you, and this influencer got 1 million followers, but they don't really buy into them, it's fine. Like, just be happy with your 1,000 people that really buy into and interact with you. I know dudes with 1,000 followers that get their engagement than me.
Yeah.
I've got 40,000. So it's not, the following count isn't the problem. It's like, can you sell to the following count? Yeah. Do they believe in you? Can you interact with them? Will they reply to you?
Yeah.
Because people assume following equals cash.
I think another big thing, I don't know if you find this, I think some coaches try to be too relatable.
Yeah.
Where like, hey, we're open and honest there, maybe if they're lacking training motivation, if they're in a bad place with their physique, it's like, okay, people might like you and want to be friends with you.
They're not going to want to work with you.
Who the fuck wants to buy from you? Like, as a coach, you always need to lead from the front. You always need to inspire.
You always got to pull your socks up because your clients are going to buy into you. Legs got to be strong, head's got to be strong. You got to be the leader of the pack, 100%.